In this episode of svMerSea, we get to Dana Point, and I start using a new camera, not realizing it's unstabilized. Don't worry though, most of this video isn't shot with it. We go to my parents' house and receive packages for provisioning. We learn a major life lesson or boating lesson, which is worthy of a sit-down storytime session. Oh, and we cross the border. Enjoy and learn. It's crazy, it's so empty here. Thought it'd be more crowded. Here are all of my packages. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, a special microphone so I can see all of you. Let's open up the packages. Okay. So, got more bars. More stevia. Wow.
So, this is for you.
It's for our videoing.
Are you hoping at some point you'll get money?
Does anyone want to give us money? Anyone in the room? Vitamins. Are you inspecting it? He's making sure to see everything's legal. Dog food. There's a dog attack in the background. And Builder's bars, protein bars. Ooh, and this is Zephyr's teeth cleaner. Got electrolytes.
Happy for you guys to come.
Okay. Got tea. Lots of tea. It appears that I'm the fastest grocery shopper in our family. I think we all needed to get a couple items, but I won. They are taking their time at checkout. Taking their time. She's in second place. There she is in last place. Sorry, Mom.
Come on, hop on the boat,
So we're just outside of Dana Point and our engine died. And so Matt's troubleshooting. I stuck the GoPro down below the boat to make sure there's nothing on the prop, and there wasn't. So it's not that. We think it might be the oil, but I can have Matt tell you. It's kind of a bummer. I guess it's better that it happens here than in Mexico. No, Matt is not curled up in a fetal position crying. He is trying to work on, is it the oil filter?
I added some oil, so after I pulled, it was a little low, maybe about 3/4 of quart low. Maybe oil pressure had something to do with it stopping. Sometimes engines will stop if the oil's not at the right level to protect it. I'm not sure if this engine's smart enough to do that, but maybe.
There's supposed to be fuel that comes out.
Well, yeah.
Weird.
But this thing, it's pretty dirty, and it's supposed to also catch water. That's what this thing does.
Oh.
But I didn't expect it to be full of water, but I guess we get in there.
filter?
Yeah, primary.
I'm guessing that's our problem.
Oh, okay. Our water.
So we were finally able to get to Oceanside. We'll tell you the story of how in a few minutes. That is snorkeling, kind of right around the sea lions back there. And they're really super stinky. I can smell them all the way from here. I hope they don't bother him, but oh my god, it's so stinky right here.
Hey, Zephyr. Zephyr boy. It's your daddy, the seal. It's so funny he's going up his own. Zephyr. He's not looking straight at me.
That's Daddy! Over there! In the water! Zephyr!
Zephyr boy. Hey, my boy.
Our boat's getting fixed today, hopefully. Hopefully it's nothing more than we thought it was, and it's just the fuel tank that has water in it. I mean, that's big enough, right? I'm just taking Zephyr for a walk. Hopefully we can leave tomorrow and move on to San Diego and then really quickly get to Mexico. So Ryan is working on our boat right now, getting the water out. I don't know the full process. I'll have to ask Matt. Look at all that equipment that's being used just to get water out of our tank. It's crazy. Expensive mistake, but I think we found a good guy to do it. That is the sweet, sweet noise of the engine running once again. And we're never turning it off, ever, ever, ever. On Sunday, we left Dana Point at like noon, and we got out 2 miles with our motor running. And then what happened?
The motor stopped running, slowly throttled down, and I looked over at you and was wondering why you were throttling down, and you weren't. It just cut off, basically. Our engine stopped.
Yeah, Matt came up with the brilliant idea of putting the sail up right away. My first thought was, you're thinking about sailing on a time like this?
Gotta regain control.
But then I realized why he said that. Because there was barely any wind. But there was enough, I guess. We were going like 2 to 3 knots. What was the first troubleshooting thing you did?
Ooh, I think we...
You knew it wasn't the battery because...
Yeah, because it was still starting, and we have a monitor to show us that the battery had enough power to crank. I checked oil because I've had pumps that have problems if there's not enough oil or too much. Even very simple like water pumps, gas-powered water pumps will act that way. So I topped it off, and it wasn't that.
And I was in the cockpit, and he was down here like just working non-stop the whole time. And then after the oil...
Well, after we filled up the oil, I was looking everywhere else just to make sure, what's going on with the engine. And then we thought it was probably fuel. So I looked in the primary fuel filter, which has a separator, and it seemed to be full of a clear liquid. And diesel's not clear. The kind you buy is red. So that was a start of a hint. And when I took the filters off, they're full of water.
Both of them, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Water had gotten all the way through.
We were wondering how the water got in there, and you thought to look at where we put the diesel in.
Yeah, I thought to look at that inlet, I guess you'd call it, the place you put the gas nozzle in, and it was missing.
And we thought that someone played a mean trick on us and took it.
Who did we piss off? Well,
Because we
usually-
like to blame other people before we
course.
blame
Of
ourselves.
course. But then, of course, I remember, okay, it's usually not that. It's usually you. So figure out what she did. And we did. We figured it out.
We found the cap
Yeah.
right where it should be if we're not putting it out next to the
That's
hole.
where it should be when you're filling up. About a 5-minute period. And then it should be right in that hole. But it didn't make it.
And
past
so
the hole.
we filled up the gas tank the Saturday before, so it had been a week and a day without the gas cap on. And I think it was like a day or two after we got to Dana Point that I decided to wash the boat thoroughly.
Good idea. No, that's great.
On the outside,
Lots of water.
lots of water. And that's how the water got in there.
Yeah, and if you're wondering how we didn't notice, Kendall made these awesome side panels, but they are made a little bit long to be complete, and it kind of rolled over to the deck and over that inlet, the gas diesel inlet.
It hid the fact that there was no cap on the
Yeah.
gas inlet. So we had no idea until we were halfway to Oceanside. The wind just started dying, and we were going about 1.8 knots, and I decided we should call Boat US, which luckily we have a membership to, sooner than later, because I didn't want it to get dark. It was already like 4:30 or something, and we had 7.5 miles to go. And the lady told me that we had to have a plan because no harbor wants a boat that doesn't work to be towed into it. So I told her we had a slip at Oceanside, but she said there were no services here.
Which is an outright lie. No, she just didn't know. There's a lot of services here. And I've been amazed at the number of people that have been helpful and the things that they could help us with, basically.
So I hung up with her, and then I texted my dad, and he's like, no, he knows people that have had this happen to them, and they've gotten help in Oceanside. And he's like, no, you need to go to Oceanside. So the tow guy from Oceanside called, and he said it would be best if we go into Oceanside because he knows someone who can clean the tank and blah, blah, blah. So he came out within an hour.
Yeah, that was Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin.
Kevin.
US Boats. Kevin, Oceanside.
I'll put his
Great
name
guy. What a great guy. I'm remembering
on top
so
of
he
here.
gave good reviews
Yeah.
to people that have been
He
really
was
good to
so
us.
awesome. He was just so nice. Didn't make us feel stupid. I don't even know if we told him the truth of what we did. He towed us in. It was after dark, and there was a huge boat next to where we were supposed to be. So he towed us into another slip, and that went pretty smoothly. But luckily, the harbor didn't make us move the boat the next day, and they didn't ask why we wanted to stay in Oceanside
We're just
for
very comfortable
4
in
more
this
nights.
slip. Why would we move? And our engine didn't work.
And so
Does now.
we called who Kevin told us to call, and
Yeah, that was Ryan.
yeah.
And yeah,
But
came
he
out
wasn't available till Thursday, and this is Monday morning, so we got ready to hunker down in Oceanside. But we
Yeah.
had stuff to do,
We
so
had
it was
stuff
fun.
to do. But it's been really nice working across the street, literally from this marine center. I think it's called Marine Center Ocean.
And we'll put
Oceanside.
that up too.
Yeah, John there was very helpful. John and
Joe.
the other guy. Oh gosh. Yes, that's right.
Joe was the
That's
helpful
right.
one.
Right, Joe. So it's kind of worked that way. We've met people through people.
Just awesome people here. And Ryan came out this morning, and now we have a working engine.
Which is really neat.
Yay.
Ran it for a good hour.
Yeah.
Made sure there's no more water or anything like that, and it's humming along. We're excited to go.
Yay. So we're going to San Diego tomorrow, early.
San Diego.
Yes, San Diego. So, yay, and that's our saga, and it has a happy ending, so. Yay, it's morning. We're leaving Oceanside, and the motor does work. Yay. So, we're heading down to San Diego. So is that the new lure you got?
It isn't actually, but the shop I was in called the Tuna Corpse. He sold me one that looks like this purple one, but the same size hook, same size, kind of weight. Might be a little weightier. You know, basically, he had a Mexican flag, he called it. I didn't get it, but it has a lot of these flags.
Oh, yeah.
And they're larger, I guess supposed to look like squid. Yeah, we'll try those out too. I guess the reason that I'm backing down to this, and maybe it's the wrong reason, but it seems like I'd catch a slightly smaller fish with these, but I have no idea. I'm just a little like, what am I going to get? What would want that as lunch or just a snack, you know? It might be a bigger fish.
We had to make a U-turn because of this guy. Who do they think they are?
I don't know, but they're all wearing the same black clothing.
And yay, we made it to San Diego. We are at no, I don't even know where we are anymore. We're at the San Diego Marina. Well, we're in Chula Vista at a marina in San Diego, but I don't think we're at the right marina. It's 2 a.m. We're leaving anyway, so yeah, that's fun. We only have been here for 7 hours? 9 hours. We've been here for 9 hours. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. It was pretty serene when we crossed the border from California into Mexico. One side to the east, the sun was rising, and the other side to the west, the moon was setting. We are here in beautiful Ensenada, where we were just 6 months ago. Hey, we're going for a walk. It's kind of windy already. It's only still morning and it's kind of brisk here. One thing that's hard about shooting videos and having a pet, which usually means a dog, is having enough hands to video and walk your dog at the same time. Here's the marina. We stayed here for the Ensenada race that Matt and I did with my dad and our brother-in-law Colin. We were here for a split second. It's a pretty decent marina, pretty nice. Everyone here is super friendly. Anything you have issues with, everyone here just makes that easier. So I would recommend staying here, but we don't know about the other marinas in Ensenada. It's a little removed from downtown and all the touristy stuff, but we're just trying to get settled in, and we wouldn't really have time to do any of that anyway. I'm just gonna sit there and eat grass. How is it compared to Californian grass? A little bit spicier? You want to come over here?
Sure.
I'm shy. You're not.
And the story never ends.
Yeah. Zephyr, do you have anything to add on?
No.
Okay, we'll add that on later. He said this really deep,
okay. Just insert
profound
that.
thing.
Okay, you
We'll
can insert that.
do
That'd
that.
be great.
So, thanks for watching. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta now.